welcome our very lovely guest today, Suresh Ramdas, who's a corporate facilitator and an out proud and a very loud gay man. Hi, Suresh. Thank you so much for joining in. Could you share a little bit about your story? What's your story? I'm sure the people listening in really want to know.
Right. So close to almost, I would say, 25 years back, if you had met me as this person, I don't think so you would have met this out and proud and loud person. I think I was very naive and more of an introvert, wherein I didn't want to mingle a lot with people and I really didn't want to step out a lot until unless necessary. But there were reasons for it. There were reasons for it wherein I really didn't want to step out is because of the fact that, yes, I did have a loving home. My parents were really loving me for who I was. I had siblings as well, my cousins, all of them who loved me, So I kind of felt very happy and, honored to be a part of that. But when I stepped out of home, I think the situation was very, very different. I was getting called out for various things, and it was a shock, and I was surprised by why people do this, but it really happened. So I was called out for my skin color. I was called all names possible: Kala, Kalia, Blackie, and all of that. To add on to it, there was another layer which was added on, which was more on my mannerisms and behavior. So I had feminine behaviors and I used to use my hand gestures a lot. For me, that came very naturally. But then at that point in time, they said, you are behaving like a girl. Why are you like a girl? You're a boy. You need to not do extra and go over the top in expressing your conversations or expressing your thoughts. So I was called out for that. I was also called names like Hijra, Chakka, Umbatu. It's a demeaning word for, addressing the trans people or the Hijra community. So that all those names I was called, which at that point in time, I didn't know what was the real meaning per se, but I knew what Hijra, Umbatu, Chakka meant because that's what I saw, the trans people were called on the roads, on the streets, and I was being called that. So it was very humiliating and it was very difficult for me to digest. And that's where, the whole introvert boy who didn't want to go out, who didn't want to be with people, or or I was a person who didn't really like crowd that much. Though I wanted to, because I was genuinely a very warm person. I love to mingle with people. But because of the name callings, I was like forcing myself to just not step out. And it was not an easy time. I think I would say that majority of the LGBTQ plus community people have gone through this process or this journey of humiliation and not being accepted or being bullied a lot. So I went through that same, and somehow I was able to manage and fight all of that and just keep going forward. Like, the fact that Ellen always comes into picture for me with this conversation, especially from the movie Finding Nemo, right? So where the fish keeps saying, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. For me, I think that is so relatable.
That's how you fought? Was that your mantra?
Well,
I'm sure
I would say
then, but
yeah,
the basic mantra.
Yeah, I would say that was kind of like a basic mantra for me to just put your head down and just keep going forward because, yes, you probably are there to live for another day, right? You need to live for another day and all of that. So here is something personal again. It can be a trigger warning. I'm just letting people know there is this trigger warning that during my younger days, I did try to kill myself. And I did try, like I said.
Yeah. Had you not said it, I would have asked this question, putting a trigger warning upfront that you ever consider your life.
It is very important to talk about it because I went through that. And it was not easy. It was very difficult, but something deep within me did say, Suresh, no, you're not supposed to do this. I think there is something bigger in picture or something bigger there for you. Just hold on and fight it on. Right. So I think that's where the whole nature of wanting to fight and move forward and be there was very strongly etched from a very young age. And today, for me, no matter what happens, I believe the fact that I need to keep fighting and nothing can scare me now. Yeah, there are things that scare me, no doubt, but nothing else can really scare me because I feel that I've almost kissed death and I've come back. So what more can anybody do? So I'm going to keep fighting. So that's where the whole fighting spirit came in, and I, started standing a little bit to myself as well, or for myself is what I would say. Started fighting for myself. And yes, there were humiliations, there were bullying that continued. It's not that it stopped because of all of this, but I just decided to put them aside and just keep going forward. I mean, this is also something that I must share is that when I was young, I was a very God-fearing person, and the fact that since I was God-fearing, and at a very young age also, I knew that I was different, but I didn't really know what name to give. Then I thought that, God's special child, so for me, getting myself associated to that at a young age, and even when I was going, you have all your historic serials like Mahabharata, Ramayana, which I grew up with, and they always say that if you're a God's child, then you're always put to test. And I was in a convent school, so I've read a lot about the whole life of Jesus Christ as well.
Yes.
So, God's child is always put to test, and they go through the Lord, all the sufferings possible and all. And I was like, maybe I'm going through that because I'm God's special child. Like I said, when I, did try to take my life, and this was the one that was screaming, there is something bigger for you. There is something better that you need to do for probably yourself or for the others. So that's where that really came in. So I didn't know what it was, right? To be honest, I just said, need to just keep going forward. I want to just quickly share that.
If you are listening to us and you have been in positions where we both have been, so whether it was Suresh's way of, you have a better future and you're meant to do something big, and that's why you live to see today, or me, where where you accept that you're a complete failure, that you can't even do this. So that's me. So whether you've been where Suresh is or wherever I've been, and you're still here listening to us, I think both of us would say, just keep swimming. As long as you can, just keep swimming, no matter whatever helps. Just hold on to whatever you can and keep swimming.